Hi all, the 17 project, the spare parts is now finished. Managed to pick up one of these side mount Picatinny rails from Sun Optics, formerly not BSA, I can't remember what they are now, but anyway, seems to work, fine for that. Same as the Hornet, I've bedded it to the action. And I've been trying it over several weeks, well actually several months now. The point of impact has not shifted once. I'll just stamp the serial number, of course, on the mount as I did with the other mount. Of course, bedded the action front and rear, and what I did was removed the nut, done away with the nut, and fitted the barrel. This barrel was originally 17 Remington that it just would not group. Cut him off, rechambered, reprocessed it, and there we go, 17 Hornet. Nice bedding in there. You can see from this side. Now, it's not a lot cleaner lines. I think you can see with the bedding, get a bit more focused here. I've bedded the front part of the barrel. Of course, the front screw, action screw, is there in the recoil lug, and so it's bedded back here and bedded here, so it's pulling down the center, full floated the rest of it. Did our trick with the safety, and so there's no movement in that, and also redid our extractor. I'll get that out of there with one hand. Try it that way. There we go. Extractor issues. You can see there, it'll focus on me, how I've given a bit more light, how it's been welded up and then recontoured and reshaped to fit. I'll get much better extraction than that little nipple that was there. Come on, focus your bugger. There we go. So you can see that I've got much better extraction, shape of the cartridge, and our usual thing with the trigger bow, that's been rounded off and all the burrs removed, all the rest of it. Of course, where the front barrel band used to be, I've just filled it with compound and finished her off. One thing I have done with this one is actually I've inletted, so this is sitting proud, I've actually inletted this so it's nice, sits nice and flush. Just looks better, cleaner lines, and of course some Allen key bolt for the action screw, because that's just a wood screw holding it in place. Now, does it shoot? Yes, very happy. Worked up a load originally in some Hornet brass, 17 Hornet brass, Hornety brass. The loads themselves, and the Hornet brass was 11.7 grains of AR2207, a lot thinner brass. I must have got a bad batch of brass, because 8 of the cases blew the primers of the super performance on the first firing. So I was not impressed. I'm left me enough to work up a load. And I've just finished working up a load in the S&B brass, which in my opinion is much better brass. It's certainly a lot thicker to give me the same velocities and same nodes and same groups. I actually had to drop the charge by 1 full grain, to be honest, at 10.7 grains. I have tried, because PPU brass is very similar in case capacity, so I've used some PPU 22 Hornet brass that I've reformed and fire formed, of course, and I'm just going to show you the groups. I did try 3, obviously these loads were the 20 grain Hornety VMAX. I did try 3 loads of for the 25 grain VMAX. I'll drop that down on the balcony floor there. And haven't really worked up a low, but it does seem to, it's only a 1 in 9 twist, and they are considerably longer for what they are for 5 grains. But I'm certainly not getting anything in what looks like pressure there at all. Very easy to extract. I think I could probably maybe try 10.7 on go up. I actually went up to 11.2, I think it was. It was a compressed load, but the group started to open up. So with this configuration, I've got a 23-inch barrel, nice lightweight setup. I think the biggest issue with all of these Savage 340s is the fact that where these mount screws are, that seems to be the only place where it has contact, so it allows the mount to pivot and move. I noticed that distinctly with the factory mount that came with the rifle on the Hornet that I rebedded. But once I've rebedded it, there's been no movement at point of impact on over several months. I bring it out occasionally. It'll be 10 degrees Celsius. I've tried at 20 degrees Celsius. There's been no shift in point of impact at all. So if you ever have a shift in point of impact, guys, bed this. Clean the steel up, as is with the alloy. I cleaned it back to bare metal, so the compound sticks to your mount, not your gun. And then screw it down and bed it. Obviously you'll have to take it off and clean it, but yeah, look, it made a huge difference. Let's go and have a look. Have a look at this country out here. God's country. Look at that. Lovely. Anyway, let's go and have a look at the groups down the range. And it's a beautiful day here. Very slight breeze. Yeah, I was quite impressed actually with this little toy, and I was thinking of selling it on, but I think I might keep it for myself. It's just such a fun little thing to play with. Bit finicky. You've got to be very precise with the 17 Hornet loads. I mean, 0.1 of a grain makes a massive difference. We're only talking 10.7 grains, so it makes a huge difference. Yeah. Here we go. Coming up to our little test target. There we go. Now these first two here and here, that's the load with the PPU and the PPU brass. Slightly different point of impact, but it's gripping well, and that was from a clean cold barrel. Then I've put 5 in there. So, you know, this could be me. It's certainly a horizontal group I can live with. Definitely seems to grip well. You know, one went high, but obviously there's 4 shots in there, in that little thing. So, 1/4 inch, excluding that one, which I'm pretty sure that was me. That was like, I think that was the second shot. And then I did that. And of course, this is the 25 grain. Obviously opened up a bit. A 1 9 twist with 25. Maybe it won't stabilise. They're certainly going through okay. They're not keyholing or anything, so it's stabilising them. But I may have to add a few more grains, I think, to make that work a bit better. Certainly not getting pressures on the case, and yeah, it's gorgeous. I'm pleased with that. Definitely pleased with that. So I think the 20 grain is the go for the moment, but I will try the 25s and just see, because they seem to carry a bit better further out in distance. So if I can get them to tighten up a bit with a bit more powder maybe, and just see how they go. Same seating depth overall, so they fit in the magazine, but so they're starting to get a little bit compressed, but yeah, we'll see how we go. Oh guys, any questions? Shoot me a question. Of course, as always, no ads. I'm not beholden to anybody. If you want to subscribe, please do. Not that I get any money for that sort of thing, but I'll just, if I have any other weird and wonderful things come out, you'll get an alert that I've put something up that might be worth you having a look at and watching. Of course, anybody being a licensed manufacturer of ammunition, if anybody has any questions about load development or anything, yeah, quite welcome to contact me and ask a few questions. And of course, all loads you need to really work up in your own individual gun. Every gun's different, but I can give you a starting point that you can use to work on. So yeah. Alright guys, thank you. Just look at that view. Gorgeous.